Imagine for a moment you're going through your old change drawer or maybe sorting through a jar of coins that's been sitting around for years. Among the nickels, dimes, and quarters, your eyes catch a $50. You turn it over and see the date, 1995. It looks like just another Kennedy $50, the kind you've probably seen before. But here's the catch, not all 1995 Kennedy $50s are created equal. Some of them can be worth far more than their face value, and a few rare ones have sold for prices that might actually surprise you. If you're holding one of these coins right now, it could turn the tables for you, so stick with me until the end where I'll reveal how much these coins can go for and how you can actually sell them. The Kennedy $50 series began in 1964 to honor President John F. Kennedy after his assassination, and ever since, it has been a staple of American coinage. By 1995, millions of these coins were minted at both the Philadelphia and Denver mints for circulation, and special proof coins were struck in San Francisco. Now, because they were produced in large numbers, most of them still only trade for face value. If you've got an average, circulated example from your pocket change, chances are it's worth 50 cents. But that's not the whole story, because condition, mint mark, and unique errors can push the value much higher. Let's start with mint marks. The Philadelphia coins bear no mint mark, the Denver coins carry a D, and the San Francisco proof coins have an S. The Philadelphia and Denver issues are the ones you're most likely to find in circulation. In circulated condition, they're not rare. But if you happen to come across one in mint state condition, meaning no scratches, no heavy marks, and full luster, the value can jump. Collectors are always willing to pay more for coins that look like they just rolled off the press. On platforms like eBay, MS65 and higher graded examples have been seen selling anywhere from $20 up into the hundreds depending on eye appeal and rarity of the grade. The San Francisco proof coins from 1995 are another story. These coins weren't made for circulation, they were made for collectors and sold in special sets. They have a mirror-like finish that makes them stand out immediately if you ever see one. Most proof coins are fairly common and may bring just a few dollars, but if you find a 1995 proof in perfect PR70 condition, it's an entirely different game. These flawless coins have been sold at major auctions for prices that can climb into the high hundreds. Errors and varieties are where things get really interesting. During the minting process, mistakes happen. Sometimes coins are struck off-center, other times they might be struck on the wrong planchet, and occasionally die breaks create unusual raised lines or shapes on the coin. Collectors love these mistakes because they're unique. A 1995 Kennedy $50 with a dramatic off-center strike or a double die variety can be worth significantly more than a standard issue. In some cases, errors like this have sold for several $100s on auction platforms, and the more dramatic the error, the more collectors compete for it. Now, condition really cannot be stressed enough. The grading scale used by collectors ranges from poor, where the coin is heavily worn, up to mint state grades like MS67 or MS68, where the coin is essentially flawless. Each jump in grade can multiply the value of the coin. For example, while a standard 1995 $50 in circulated condition might not even get you $1, the same coin in MS66 could bring $20 to $50, and in MS67 or MS68, it could sell for hundreds. That's why grading is the key to unlocking whether you have just a common coin or a real prize. Another detail worth mentioning is that in the 1990s, Kennedy $50 weren't commonly used in everyday transactions. Many people simply didn't see them in circulation. Because of this, fewer circulated examples exist compared to quarters or dimes of the same era. That scarcity in daily use gives well-preserved examples even more attention from collectors. So how do you actually know if you've got a valuable coin? Start by checking the mint mark, then carefully examine its condition. If it's a proof coin with an S mint mark and it still shines like a mirror, it could have extra value. If it's a Denver or Philadelphia coin in high mint state condition, it could be a hidden gem. And if you notice anything unusual, like off-center strikes, doubling, or odd features, it may be an error coin worth getting checked. Once you believe you might have something special, the next step is figuring out how to sell it. Many collectors turn to platforms like eBay, where the audience is huge and you can see real-time prices of what similar coins have actually sold for. Remember, don't just look at what people are asking, look at completed and sold listings. That gives you the real market value. High-end coins, especially those that are graded and certified by companies like PCGS or NGC, often perform best in specialized coin auctions. These venues attract serious collectors and can drive the price much higher than a casual online sale. When you're ready to list a coin, photos are everything. Take clear, high-quality pictures of both sides, showing the date, mint mark, and any features that make your coin stand out. Write a detailed but honest description, and be upfront about whether the coin has been graded or not. Collectors appreciate accuracy, and the more transparent you are, the better your chances of a strong sale. Now, I know what you're really waiting for. How much could your 1995 Kennedy half-dollar actually be worth? Here's the deal. Some are just 50 cents, plain and simple. Others in higher grades can be worth $20, $50, or even a few $100s. Rare proofs in perfect condition and certain dramatic errors can climb even higher, reaching the kind of numbers that make you double-check your change jar. But instead of me just giving you a flat number, I want you to get involved. Drop a comment below describing your coin. Does it have a mint mark? What condition is it in? Does it have any unusual features? Comment price in the box, and I'll let you know its real value and guide you on the best way to sell it. That way you'll know exactly where you stand, whether you're sitting on just another half-dollar or a hidden treasure waiting to be discovered. That 1980 Kennedy half-dollar could actually turn the tables for you. So here's the deal, if you've got this coin, stick around till the end of this video because we're diving deep into what makes this coin special, what factors determine its worth, and how you can actually sell it for profit. But most importantly, at the end of this video, I'll tell you exactly how to find its value and how to sell it. You might be surprised at how much it's worth. Let's get into it. The Kennedy half-dollar has been a part of American currency since 1964, minted in honor of President John F. Kennedy shortly after his assassination. It replaced the Benjamin Franklin half-dollar and became a beloved coin almost immediately. Initially, the Kennedy half-dollar contained 90% silver. But starting in 1965, the composition changed due to rising silver prices. From 1965 to 1970, the coins were made of 40% silver. After that, from 1971 onward, the Kennedy half-dollar was made using a copper-nickel-clad composition. Now, the 1980 Kennedy half-dollar falls into that non-silver era, meaning it's made from a copper core with a nickel outer layer. However, just because it doesn't contain silver doesn't mean it isn't valuable to collectors. Sometimes condition, rarity, and even mint errors can elevate a coin's value dramatically. The 1980 Kennedy half-dollar is particularly interesting for a few reasons. First, it was minted during a time when the coin was still in circulation, but usage had dropped significantly. Many people had already stopped using half-dollars in everyday transactions by the 1980s, which meant fewer coins were actively circulated. The higher the grade, the more points they earn in their registry, and that can create bidding wars. If your 1980 Kennedy is top tier, it could be worth more to the right buyer. There's also something to be said about low pop coins. This means very few exist at a certain grade level. If your coin is among the few MS-68s ever graded for that year, it becomes a hot commodity, even if millions were originally minted. Quality beats quantity in the collector world. Error coins are especially exciting. One famous type is the off-metal error, where the coin is struck on the wrong planchet. While rare for 1980 Kennedy halves, a few have slipped through over the years. If your coin feels too light, has a strange color, or unusual edge, get it checked. Another rare find is the clashed die error, where parts of the coin's design appear faintly where they shouldn't be due to a die collision. These errors can be very subtle but are fun to hunt for and often sell well online, especially when verified. If your coin has deep luster, clean surfaces, And strong strike details. Don't assume it's worthless just because it isn't silver. Serious collectors are always looking to upgrade their sets with higher grade examples of regular issue coins. Even if your coin isn't a rare variety or error, there's still value in holding on to coins from transitional eras like the 1980s. Over time, coins once seen as common become more collectible, especially when younger collectors enter the hobby looking for vintage US currency. Think about how few people saved $50 from 1980 in pristine condition. Most were spent, rolled, tossed in bank.